jump on here and try to do a quick technique. And we are using the sparkling snowflakes for the background of this card. And it's really fun, easy technique to do. It can be a little bit time consuming, but gives it a really big wow, I think. And so I wanted to share this with you. So if this is the first time that you're joining me, I am Lisa Fulford, your creative coach, and I love sharing projects and techniques and things with you, and so that is why I popped on here tonight. I also have this one here, the stamp set is retired for this one, I believe so. I don't find it on our website or anything, but this is one that I've done, already in the past, but then I wanted to recreate that with the sparkling snowflakes. So we're going to get started doing that. So for the bits and pieces that we need, I have a thick basic white card base, and then I have Azure Afternoon, and it is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. And then I have a piece of white cardstock that is 4 inches by 5 1/4. And then this little piece of scrap of black cardstock to do our sentiment. And then we're doing the medium-sized stamps for this, and this is a technique to get more out of your smaller stamps to use them for the backgrounds. So I'm going to bring in a piece of paper. I'll set this right there so that you can see it. And then we're going to start with just this piece here. And I have a couple or 4 different color combinations. I have Azure Afternoon and Balmy Blue, Highland Heather and Fresh Freesia, Coastal Cabana and Pool Party, Petunia Pop, and Pretty in Pink. And so I have my stamps already on blocks. That's the detail. This is the background, and then here is our sentiment. And then I also have the Wow white embossing powder and the Versamark ink there. So to get started with this, I started out with the Fresh Freesia and the Highland Heather. And so how I do this is, if my stamp, I'll check it, and if it seems like it's stamping well, then I go forward. If it's real splotchy, then I usually will take a spoon and move it. So I may have to do that on some of the other colors, but it looks like this one's doing all right now. And you start here, just anywhere on the page that you want to start. And so I'm going to start like not quite in the middle, but close. Stamp, ink it up again, come up here, stamp, ink it up again, come down here, and stamp. All right, so then I want to grab my little chamois here, clean my stamp, and then I'm going to take the more detail. So this one's finished. I'll go ahead and close it up so I don't get myself all inky. And then I'm going to open up my Highland Heather. It's a little bit darker of a purple hue. Okay, so then we're going to line this up just like that and stamp your detail. And it gives it a little bit of a different look. So how this didn't quite stamp all the way, it's going to be covered up with the more detailed so that you don't notice it. And you don't have to be perfect on your detail, just a roundabout. So then I'm going to clean that again, close that one because we're finished up with that one. And then I'm going to do the coastal cabana and the pool party. So we're going to start with pool party. And I've already cleaned my stamp. So I'm going to ink this up and check it. And it seems to be doing pretty good. So I'm going to come up here and work that in there. Ink it up again. That in there. There. Okay. I just keep cleaning after each one. So I'm going to close out my pool party. Grab my coastal cabana and that detailed stamp. Okay, so I'm going to come and add my detail in to that one. And it kind of makes them pop whenever you put the detail stamp in. Like that. And then I will clean this one. All right. And then close that off. And then I'm going to work with the azure afternoon and the balmy blue. So the detail, or the background, I mean. So I'm going to come down here, add that one, add it there. So we're just building our background. And it goes pretty quick, even though I'm changing all the colors. So I'll close this one. I'm going to ink this one up. I just try to check each one of them because you never know if it's going to do well or not. Stamping that one. I try to think of colors that I thought would be a wintry color. Okay. Then I'll close this one up. Do Petunia Pop and Pretty in Pink. Okay, so I have my background. Trying to add a little color up there, and then I come down here and just add a little bit, even though that's not like the color scheme that would be going, but I don't want to leave that, and I didn't want to come up with another color. So close that one up, open this Petunia Pop. It also goes together pretty quickly. Okay. Trying to get my head in the camera. Here we go. Oops, better get on the that. That one. Down there. And that part is finished. Close that. Stack those up over there and clean my stamps again. Hello, Jane. Thank you for joining me this evening. All right, so now then, move this out of the way. So there's that part of it. We'll bring in these other pieces. I'm going to take my glue and add it to my card there, cardstock. Just going to add a little bit here. Flip this over here. Like that, and just kind of slide it into place using the glue helps with that. And then I'm going to set this off here so that the glue can dry. I'll take this and open it up, and I'm going to use it as my where I'm going to do my embossing powder. So I'll just tap this right here and bring in my Versamark. Hopefully I can stamp it straight. I'm going to take this off the block, try to lay it on this line on my desk, and put it straight on here. Because whenever it's crooked, I did not get it straight. I had to work with it. So I'm going to stamp that there. Lay this in my card base. Sprinkle my Wow White embossing powder. Tap that off onto here. Then I take and fold this in half, pour it right back into the bottle, and get all of it off the sides. That's how I get it back in that bottle. Close that up. Then I'm going to heat this. So I'm going to use my heat gun, and as long as I'm not talking, it shouldn't make any noise, but we will see. I like to come from the back to make it raise up better. And you don't want to overheat, because then that will make it where instead of being shiny, it makes it dull, and it doesn't do well. I'm going to bring in my paper cutter. Trim this off. Trim it like this. Trim it off here as well for my sentiment. Flip that over, and I'll put a few dimensionals on the back. And we're going to add this to the card base. Fairly quick card. Now it'd be easy to do several at once. Things, you know, if you're already got the color going, you might as well do more than one. Especially when it's several colors like this. And it looks like it's a lot, but You can do all the stamping fairly quick. So I'm going to crease that, certain that it's straight how I want it. And I'm going to bring this back in and lay my card base on top of this. And then I'm going to take this mixture of alcohol and Wink of Stella, and I'm going to spritz over the top of it, being as it says make this season sparkle. Just a few. I don't know if you can see the sparkle or not on that, but it's got a shimmer to it, and when it dries, that glitter will not, it will not rub off. Take my backings off of my sentiment. Right here. And I'm just going to add it to there. And we could decorate the inside if you wished. I'm going to grab, let's see, I think I'm going to grab the pink and the petunia pop to put on the inside. So I'll ink up my pink. Stamp that there. And down here. Then I'll take the petunia pop, close this one up. Thank you, Jane. I thought it was very pretty. I like how it, using the stamps that are in a set you can use for background. And it's fun coming up with different colors for a wintry card. This is not so much, it could be a winter card. You could make it Christmas. But there's the inside of this one. So there we go. So that is my technique for this evening, is how to get the most out of your stamps. So you can use a smaller stamp if you want. The whole idea is that using the smaller ones, because the larger ones, you can always use those for, you know, to fill in for something or to make a statement on a tag. But sometimes it's harder to use the smaller ones because they are so small. So whenever you add them like this, and I just started someplace in the middle and then started making my lines. And then like this one here, I did it with, I think it was the Sweet Citrus, and it's got Wink of Stella on it too. I don't know if it'll pick up on the camera or not, but I've got some Wink of Stella on each one of those. So it doesn't matter what kind of a stamp that you use. And with this one here, I had, it's 3 of the fruits together, and I just cut the outline and then the center part off to make it one, and then you could just put it back together, and that's how I got that. But that one's retired, and so this one is not. It's still available, and so I wanted to show this as my technique. So I hope that you'll give this technique a try, and that you are enjoying this series of my techniques. And hopefully, you know, if there are any techniques that you want to learn, you could put them in the comment section, either on Facebook or on YouTube, because I will upload this to YouTube. And I'm trying to grow my business, and so if you could like this video, whether on Facebook or over on YouTube, and leave me a comment, let me know where you're watching from. Even if you're catching the replay, I appreciate hearing from everybody and where they're from. So thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you like the colors and you like this technique. So happy stamping. Bye-bye.